Pat, what's going on with LaNorris right now?
I don't know if it's just lack of confidence. I don't know if it's the pressure of feeling like he has to be perfect and make every play and just be Superman all the time. But man, I feel for the kid because like he made ginormous strides last year, and I think that was the excitement of Gamecock football was, hey, we got a guy that the last 6 weeks of 2024 completely set the world on fire, and we were expecting that to continue, and it didn't. Like he's regressed a lot from a throwing, from a completion percentage standpoint, from a accuracy standpoint, from a being comfortable in the pocket, from how he's attacking with his legs. Like from the people that were saying Heisman hopeful going into the season, like I think those same people are saying, hey, do we have another quarterback that could potentially play for us this year? He's missed a lot of open receivers. He's had a lot of terrible reads. He's made some incredible plays with his legs. He's made some lackluster plays with his legs. I don't know. I think he's really confused. I don't think he has much direction in like how to fix this, which is I think is why there's been a change made on the offensive staff, because he's way too good of a player, way too talented of a player to have regressed the way he's regressed. And if you want to, quite frankly, if you want him to be here next year, he needs to see over the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, like, what can you guys do for me? Because I have an agent that's telling me I can get drafted so and so. I have an agent that is probably already having conversations with other schools. So he needs to see a light at the end of the tunnel too, and how South Carolina can help him. Like he's a loyal kid. He could have left last year and made more money. He stayed here and got thankful that he did. But he needs to have peace in staying here at South Carolina, either going professionally or transferring out.
But just to be clear, you're not saying all his struggles are based on Mike Schula.
No. I mean, a lot of that stuff's like an eternal fight too, right? I mean, he hasn't played incredible, but you'd also love to see, your receivers break a tackle and make that 25-yard catch a 75-yard catch. It was like, watching the Bears-Bengals game yesterday, that simple seam route where the two safeties hit Loveland in the middle of the field, and he bounced off and like won the game for the team in one play, right? Like you'd love to see, if LaNorris is able to hit those guys and then making ginormous plays and helping the team out. Because I do feel like he's putting just a boatload of pressure on himself, trying to be perfect and make every play.
You think he goes pro?
If I'm his agent, I wouldn't. If I was a GM, I'm not drafting him in the first round, and I think he's going to make more money to come back in college next year to hopefully rise his stock and become a first-round pick. Yeah, I mean, like we also, I guess, saw the Anthony Richardson try, right? I mean, wow, has all the intangibles, ran 4.4, has a cannon for an arm, has all the intangibles that would make him a Mike Vick, or a top-tier talent. And now Daniel Jones, who wasn't good enough to play for the New York Giants, is starting there and has them at 7-2. So, my advice would be stay here at South Carolina, get developed one more year, and prove to the world that you're a first-round pick, first overall pick, win the Heisman, prove all the people that are talking bad about you now, prove them wrong, and put your best foot forward.
If he chose to do that, come back to South Carolina, what does that look like, or what should that look like in your mind, as far as what type of offense do you believe fits LaNorris Sellers best?
I mean, an offense that fits his strength and fits all the things. I mean, the stuff that Dow was doing, like, LaNorris, the first 6 weeks of 2024, it was a pretty mediocre play. The last 6 weeks, he kind of elevated. And a lot of that was what he did with his legs and extending plays and breaking the pocket and quarterback run game and, easy completions, attacking the perimeter. I think the offense has to has to be something. I mean, I go back to like in Josh Allen, my first 3 years with him, or first 2 years with him, like he was a uber talented player that couldn't understand a super, super complex offense at that point in time, was asked to do way more than he was capable of doing. And when the staff, when Brian Daboll, like, changed everything for Josh. He simplified the offense. They spent an entire offseason reinventing the wheel. It was the same offense, but it was just a way that Josh could understand it and Josh could simplify things that way he could play fast. Like, you have a guy like LaNorris, you want him to go out there and play football. You don't want him to overthink every single play. If Brian Daboll wants to come be the head coach at South Carolina, or not head coach, the offensive coordinator at South Carolina, I promise you he could fix LaNorris Sellers' woes. But he's head coach of the New York Giants, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. There's a lot of people around here go, we don't want anything to do with another NFL guy.
You just need somebody who's creative, who can deal
Right.
with the people that he has, and not have to put somebody, like, you're not trying to fit a square peg in a round hole, right? Like,
Yeah.
LaNorris is good at what he's good at. Let's make 75% of these plays that we're going to call in this game plays that LaNorris can make successful, one way or the other.
I mean, is there a difference in hiring somebody to run an offensive system that works at this level of college football versus hiring an offensive court? Like, if Sellers came back, for instance, would there be a difference in who you decide to hire if he decides to return to Columbia? Should there be a difference? Should that matter? I mean, Shane Beamer's got to get the hire right for the future of the program. We all know that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you only have, like, I think the way that college football is going is a LaNorris type, a dual threat type quarterback is what kind of the model is in most college offenses. So, I mean, you got to get somebody who's going to think a little bit outside the box, a little more creative, not a stagnant guy who like the SEC's won in the trenches, right? It's one running the ball and stopping the run, two things that South Carolina has not done well this year. So there's a lot of fixes, like, and it's good thing is these coordinators are making $1 million, $2 million a year. Like, if you're making that kind of money, you got to make big boy decisions and be able to fix stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not your guy. I don't want those problems right now.
Maybe Perry wants
Yeah,
it.
Although we did win our first, like, we're Weston's 9 and we're playing with the 10 and 11-year-olds. We're playing it up in the league. We did win 42-6.
Well, that's
in our first game. So we did something right. We scored on the very first play of the game, and I said, okay, I can simplify the offense. I don't have to do anything crazy.
Yeah, but that's all we need to know right there. Pat, we'll get you out of here in just a minute. Did it surprise you in watching this team in the first 9 games of the year? I think Mike said it earlier in the show. I think a lot of us were in the same camp. You know, after Coach Loggins departed for App State last year, it did seem very logical to promote Coach Schula into that chair. Obviously, you faced Coach Schula in the NFL, so you've known him and known who he is for a long, long time. But it did seem like a very logical move, and Coach Beamer's reasoning for all that made all the sense in the world. So did it surprise you, now that his tenure is over, that this offense took a turn the way that it did and just never got going?
I mean, yeah. I mean, from a guy who worked with the likes of Josh Allen, Cam Newton, like dual threat, uber talented type players, where he was able to find success with those guys or be a part of their success. I mean, those special talents, like, hey, Josh, here's the play. Oh, what I didn't tell you to do is jump over 3 people and run over 7 people and like go score the touchdown. But the play was this. Like, you know, there's always the one talent that can just make anything out of nothing. But yeah, I mean, I love Dow Logan. So like him leaving was like kind of a bummer. I saw the things that he was trying to do within the system and the program and the offense to make everything click. What he did, finishing the development of Spencer Rattler and turning him into the player that he became and is, and then watching LaNorris Sellers' growth over last year was cool. But I mean, Schula was a part of that. He was in those meetings. So like, I don't know. Like, I don't think any of us know. Like, are we running a pretty similar offense to we ran last year? I mean, every team kind of runs tight zone, wide zone, mid zone, play pass, keeper game, runs 3-step, 5-step, 7-step. Like, there's different concepts and different names to certain plays, but from a philosophy standpoint, I don't think we're that much different than we were last year. I don't know if the wording or the protections or if any of that stuff had changed, which caused some complexities, but I am a little surprised that we weren't able to have success, especially given the players that we have on the offense this year and the expectations that we had going into the season.
Yeah, I think we're all. I mean, I think there's a level of shock for everybody, even people that didn't love the Mike Schula hire. I don't think could have imagined it was going to end up being this bad. And I'm not, again, Mike, right? We're not not all of it is all on Mike Schula. Like from a play to play, drive to drive standpoint, he can't run out and make the plays. He can't make the throws. He can't make the cuts. He can't make the catches. Those are simple things that a lot of these guys haven't done well at all this year. But he is also the leader of it. And as Mike, you pointed out earlier, again, it was just unavoidable that this was going to happen. You're going to have a different voice moving forward. And they will.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Lenor's overall stats: 61% completions percentage, only 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, sacked 33 times.
I mean, it's the worst. It's the worst showing by a starting quarterback at the University of South Carolina through 9 games that I can remember, and I can't even comprehend it if you really think about it. I mean, there wasn't the SEC gauntlet is tough, but there wasn't when we played Virginia Tech and we played South Carolina State where you'd hope he'd throw 7 touchdowns between those 2 games. He didn't, and we only have 7 total through 9 games. Yeah.
And it's not like, and he only has 3 rushing touchdowns. Like he had 3 rushing touchdowns in the last 2 games last year.
Yeah.
But it's just like, the most catches somebody has on our team is 21. Nick Harbor and Jacobs have 21 catches through 9 games. That's less than 2 catches a game for your studs. Like, easier completions. Let your dogs eat.